Yeah.
You can sit up a lot. Hey, how's that kind of look?
It's good. Good, 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 good. Good. You're gonna have to get in like you love each other. Yes.
My
Are you on auto? Is it automatic? I will give me in focus and then make sure it's a box and then turn it off so it's locked there. Also, I don't know what the ISO is. I don't know that the lighting
it's
settings are.
1600.
So I don't know.
It looks better on the camera than it does here. But it's at
Is the
16.
box around my face?
Not yet. It wasn't. So I was trying to set you up.
It will just see if I'm in focus and then turn it off. You're making it really hard for your sleeve in front of them.
Well, I'm looking directly at you
Mm-hmm.
without an issue. Look at perfectly.
What up, good folks? Did you just eat some gum?
No,
I smell something minty.
I just made it.
That's your mint tea.
Yeah.
Minty, minty.
Yeah. The box is around you. We good to go.
You turn it off?
Turn the box off.
Yeah. We'll turn it automatic off.
That's how you be doing.
That's what it said. Put the box, let the box hit me, and then turn it off. Because it's gonna stay there. As soon as you walk past the camera, it's gonna try to figure it out.
You got it all figured out now. You look one more time. I'm paranoid.
Mm-hmm. Boogaloo!
Why'd you have to yell? Hey, what's up? I think that was
Mm-hmm. You recording?
Yep. My phone on silent.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Let me bring these hats back. We want to flip this up. It's my workout hat.
Just to flip it.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to bring the style of this back.
Hey, I say you do it. I feel like I've seen people rock it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the flip hat up.
Yeah. Don't wait to do it. You do it.
Yeah. Also, I think we need to bring planking back for social media. What you doing that for?
I felt like you as an attack on my core.
God, you thought way too much in that. That's wild. There's a lot of trends that went away that was fun. It's a lot of fun.
You thought planking was one of those?
I thought planking was fun because it was always like you it was like a Where's Waldo situation. It was like it was like, hey, I'm at the Mandalay Bay, but way in the background, the person they're with is planking on the lion. You know, hey, I'm here in Fiji at my resort, and you see somebody in the background planking. Who's planking in this picture?
I would have never participated in such.
Of course, you don't have the core for it. You couldn't stomach it. Hello. Hello. Moyo is in the building
Moyo.
with the milk. And are you at the gym?
Yes, because I drop them.
Oh, you clumsy crook. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a new episode of Twills.
Start that again, because you don't know where we are.
Twills. I said love Twills. It was the Spanish version of Twilla.
Dígame más, por favor.
We are back with a new episode of Baldie Locs.
Who's Baldie and who's Locs?
Well, if you must know, I'm the one drinking the milk and she's the one with the rocks. The gems.
How's that tell who's Baldie and who's Loc? You started this. I need you to make it make sense.
Well, you got so here's how we got to make it official.
Okay.
We're writing this on the spot. If I say we are back with a new episode of Baldie Locs, and then you say for those who are
wondering who's Baldie and who's Locs,
then I'll finish it with the rhyme.
Okay, but you can't use rocks ever again.
I can use rocks again.
No.
Why? Because I always do it.
You always do it. You have overused it.
All right.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to a new episode of Baldie Locs.
And if you're wondering who's Baldie and who's Locs,
I am the one that enjoys chicken and she has the pox.
we're gonna work. Oh my gosh. How you doing, Dion?
I got my 10K today.
Nice.
Did my internet walk.
Internet
walk.
Is the internet walk
for those who don't know what the internet walk is? It is my white woman walk.
Your www.
My www.
Hence internet
walk. So essentially, it's just www walk. But if I say I'm on my internet, it'd just be like, what? I gotta say walk.
Yeah,
it's like chai tea.
I was gonna say
it's like chai tea.
ATM machine.
You gotta say the walk, man.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like I'm on my internet. It's like, oh,
PIN number.
You scrolling?
It's all of them. Yeah.
You said PIN number?
Yeah.
Yep. My social security number. My SSN number.
Right.
Yeah. There we go.
That does it.
Yeah. What did you want to talk about today, Miss Twill?
It's so many things to talk about, Dion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, we know we're behind in our classic movies, but what we're not behind in.
Hello.
We watched Dancing with the Devil, a documentary, and we were both, I'm gonna speak for both of us, immediately captivated.
Yes.
I think as soon as,
for those who don't know, what Dancing with the Devil is on Netflix right now. It just came out, a week ago?
About a week ago.
It is about dancers on TikTok and Instagram. I 100% you've seen. Mm-hmm. They all have 1 to 10 million followers, and you see them collaborate on Instagram.
Yeah, and they're based in LA. Dope dancers. You don't think nothing about it other than like when you're watching them. I follow a couple, and it's just like, man, dances are also always fun.
Yeah.
Or their locations are so cool. Where are they shooting at? Mm-hmm. So watching this, watching the documentary, and not really having a clue what it is. Dancing with the Devil is like, apparently it was like this church that became a management company. And watching it, I was like, wait a minute, Dion. I know that girl.
Yeah. And I was like, and maybe because you're part of this sort of world. And I was like, wait a second, I know him.
Right.
I follow him. I know his name.
And then we were all in.
All in. You know why we were all in?
Why?
because they're practicing something that we practice as far as the love of God.
Right.
And I was like, where would I would have been a part of this.
Right.
But where did it go south for you? Because
Right.
all it is just Bible study.
Right.
It felt like it.
So not, I don't want to give too much away for people who are not watching, but is this idea that the past this person recognized that, hey, these dancers need management, and he's already a pastor, so it's kind of like he added that element of church. And so for sure, like, they were all going to Bible study, they were going to church. I would have been all up in there, like, Bible study, church, I'm in, sounds good. Oh, and I get to utilize my craft. And it's not even like I have to utilize my craft in the church. I can still use my platform, get to do what I want to do, and staying focused and grounded with a bunch of like-minded individuals.
And it didn't feel criminal, because it's like, hey, I have this many followers and I'm broke. He said, let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to create a management company so you guys can collaborate with each other.
Y'all just focus on dancing.
And I'll get you guys some sponsorships. I'll get you some brand deals.
I want that now.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Right.
I think it went dark. There was like a couple of things where it was like, okay, well, I think the minute you start saying, like, you gotta die to your family. Also, like, I'm heavy, like, not, I won't say I'm heavy in the Bible. I know my scripture. So it's not, I feel like there have been moments I've been like, okay, but that's not what the Bible says. Like, I'm that person. I question everything. But when it got dark was like when it was like, you're a close-knit family and all of a sudden you're not talking to each other anymore. And I was like, you're cutting off communication with your family.
Yeah.
And that for me, I was like, yo.
Well, I think it worked because you come in broke with nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you start getting money. You start getting more followers. You start getting more exposure.
You live in the dream. Yeah.
You live in the dream. You get in a house. You're no longer homeless. And then it was like, listen, this is all God, which 100% could be.
Amen.
This is all God. And if you want to keep getting this, you have to pretty much rid of the people who are opposing or trying to drag you down. And he made seem like his friends and family or what?
I don't even think he did that. He was like, so like in the main girl's case, I think his position was like, well, you said your family's not very religious. Your sister's skeptical. She didn't join. So she's going to try to talk you out of this. They're not religious. They don't get it. In order for you to save their soul, you got to die to them so they can get in heaven. That was part of his tools.
Yeah.
Of course, you'd be like, okay, well, I don't want my family to go to hell.
Right.
So, cool, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And we don't know all the things that he has said behind closed doors, of sort of like ritual they did of like, this is how you purify your soul. And we don't know.
Moyo says, sounds like a multi-level marketing scheme.
It 100%
100% is.
100%.
Yeah, the deeper you go, because it goes beyond the dancers. Like, he had an actual church, and then you get to meet some of those church members, and you hear about their experience. And then some of the dancers who came out of it, you hear their experience, and you're like, oh, this man he do this.
Yeah. And what sucks is when it gets murky is the things that you cannot get rid of if you are a believer Christian, the things you really can't get away from is if you're following this practice, because he's the manager, you got to pay him 20%.
Right.
If you are in this church, you had to pay 10%.
Like, they automatically took it.
Right.
It was
automatically? It was.
Well, so one girl explained it like, she was like, his wife had her pre-signed checks. And so they just took the amount that they want. But I think in another guy's case, there might have been a little free will, like, oh, well, you have to pay. This is what it is. you have to pay 10% for tithes. You got to pay 10% for offering, which is not a thing. 10% to the man of God. The man of God
That's
fund.
wild.
That's wild.
That's where it got murky.
Nah, the 10% offering got murky for me.
Yeah.
But 10% to man of God.
Management and tithes is
that's
I would have been sold from that.
That's cool. But then they were
but also, hold on. But before you say that, it gets kind of sketchy because it sucks because the manager and the pastor is the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you would have paid it regardless, it feels kind of weird that it's the same person.
But it's also like, I think the man of God fee is what people think tithes are in traditional church, which is, but so for him to come out and just say, man of God,
you got to pay me.
You got to pay the man of God.
Mm-hmm.
And what's wild is this man already had like a huge house, nice cars. So it's like, why am I paying you on top of your 20%? Right. You're doing okay.
Right.
So basically they broke down a check. Like if he got, I forget the amount I think he got like, I don't remember. Say if it was 36,000, he got paid a gig 36,000. At the end of the day, he only saw like less than 1,000 of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is crazy.
Because we all know that in a perfect world, the tithes and offering is going to the facility, faculty, lights, rent.
Yeah,
to keep the lights on.
Right.
And possibly donate to the orphanage or the homeless or giving back. You know, that's where the money is going to. We don't know where that money was going for them. We don't know if they were helping some sort of organization,
right?
I mean, which you essentially could.
I mean, they had a church, so maybe they were paying that. But then it was also like
the rent that they were staying in the house.
Yeah, they were staying in the house. The videographer, which was his son. It was a lot of stuff that was just like, oh boy.
Manuel said, what does dancing have to do with the ministry?
Nothing. It's just a business opportunity. And he really I was thinking about how much people hate like the whole prosperity movement of like give your tithe and God will bless you type thing. This one was, all he talked about was, we're going to be rich. I can make you rich. I can make you a lot of money. God showed me how, and I can show you how, and God will bless us, and God will continue to bless us. That sounds like his whole ministry. Side note, I'm gonna put a pin in this. I don't know. I looked up. I can't verify that that's his actual audio from the church. It sounded like they never really established his voice, right? Outside of those videos. Yeah. So I'm like, is this his actual voice? Was this voice recordings, or did they go to a voice studio? That was just something I can't find. Right. I need to look into the credits actually. Yeah.
Because it did feel like a secret audio being recorded.
Right.
Which here's where it got weird. They said no one can just go to this church.
Right.
You had to be invited.
You had to be invited to the church service.
That was weird because it's like, hey, unless it's like, hey man, my guy is lost. I really want him to be a part of this church. That could be an invite, but you couldn't just be a guest, as in like I'm just gonna walk up.
Right. And then for like her sister, when she was like, his daughter called me and was like, the pastor needs you to come to the church. The word is for you. You need to come to church right now. She was like, I'm taking my friend to the airport. And she's like, can you get your friend an Uber? The pastor really needs you to come.
And it's like, that's when I realized that this church was not.
It's not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
does the church have an address? Can I go next Sunday?
Probably. Well,
see if it has an address. Look it up. What's it called? Shekinah Baptist. What religion practice was it?
They didn't say. It probably is non-denominational.
Non-denominational.
Because it wasn't affiliated with any other church.
And for them to be believers of Jesus, God, I don't know what they.
Shekinah church cult.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God!
That's not the address. You found that? Yes, that's what it says in Netflix. I don't know. You so excited about
that? Just that it just popped up in my search.
Yeah, lost my thought now. Sorry. What up, Spicy? Spicy in the building.
I'm still looking.
Yeah, we are talking about Dancing with the Devil. Um, the 7M cult on Netflix. You should check it out, Spicy, if you haven't.
It's got a 1.0 on Google.
What?
I don't know if this is the actual. No, this was on Vermont.
No.
Well,
She kind of want to.
Yeah.
But also, if this was a Christian dance group, they had no music that was dancing too. They had no like Lecrae or Annie Mineo.
They were dancing to the oldies.
Right. It wasn't like this music is captivating to an audience, which it could have worked if you had some sort of like.
I mean, it wasn't like they weren't ever presenting like not, it still was like wholesome content type thing.
Sure, but use this opportunity because they had said we're dancing to music that no one else is dancing to, which is 100% true.
Right.
They're dancing to Michael Jackson. They're dancing to like Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Random music. They danced to Dreamgirls.
Like they did the top 10 from all the major decades of music. That's what he did for how he chose a lot of the music. So he's like, it's already popular music. Let's dance to it. So my question for you, Dion, after watching this doc, do you feel like you could easily get pulled into a cult?
Yes.
Really?
Not easily. Not easily.
Uh-huh.
I would say I'm interested. You're interested. I mean, honestly, let's define cult.
Right.
Let's define cult because I don't want to say all groups, fellowship, can be defined as cults.
So a cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. In this case, it was Robert Shin.
Yeah.
I looked up the top 10 or like basically signs that you're in a cult because I was curious.
You ask me a question then.
But go ahead.
Yeah, we're having a discussion, yo. Like, calm down. We're almost there.
I thought you answered it. So
no.
That's it. Okay.
As in, can I get manipulated into a cult? Mm-hmm. And if you define the definition of a cult, it is a group of people that has a belief in something.
Yeah.
And it will eventually get to a point where a Bible study can become a cult. Because if it is one person that is teaching the word and say, hey, next week you can teach this word, next week you can teach this word, but then all of a sudden we've all practiced or had our discussion on of a certain topic, we don't think it's a cult, right? We're all discussing, and then someone could be a favorite. We want to hear what he has to say more, and then they're like, we don't want to preach no more. We want to hear what you, because we are intrigued at what you're saying.
But then what are your actions beyond just that? Like, you can like somebody can deliver the word, great. We have multiple pastors at church and there's people that you prefer to listen to 100%. Over another. That doesn't make it a cult necessarily.
But what is it? Like I said, I'm going off the top of what is essentially cult again? Because you had said it's a group of people who are gathering together, who are worshiping one person,
a particular figure or object. A relatively small group of people having religious belief and past practices regarded by others as strange or sinister, mm-hmm. or a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I could be manipulated, but I can see how it could be a slippery slope. As in, man, that was powerful. Man, like here's an idea. You ever been scrolling on Instagram and then one of your favorite influencers pop up? You watch whatever they got to say because you're influenced by whatever they have to say.
Right.
There's some people like, I ain't got time for it. I don't care what they got to say. I'm gonna scroll by.
Right.
It's like, oh, they talking about so and so. Let me see what they got to say. Let me sound on.
So
it's like, I was like, I want to hear what they have to say. I have a favorite.
Right.
You start to kind of like idolize and put them like in a place of, I don't care what this is about. I have to hear what they got to say about this Caitlin Clark or this Kendrick Lamar situation. Everybody, I see the memes. I see this person. I want to see what they got to say about this.
Right. But I think that's part of, so listening to a person and having a person having influence is maybe like part of that, but it's a whole collective thing. Like I think the idea is also like there's an authoritative thing behind this one person. Like this one person says something, that's the end all be all. There's no question.
Right.
And there's no encouraged free thought.
I'm saying on the surface. We're talking about Instagram. Like if those people that stop and I want to hear what you have to say, if I had access to all these people in person and I'm talking to them and I believe what they're saying, it's like, and with that being said, I need everybody to reach in their pocket, just give $1. It's not a lot, just $1. If you want to, you know what I'm saying, it becomes like that.
That's how Beyonce got us in a cult. We didn't even know. She was like, I need you to spend these coins on this silver outfit you're going to wear. And I need you to buy this ticket.
You didn't have to.
Didn't have to.
You didn't have to. Nobody would be like, yo, what you doing here with all green on?
Right.
It's silver.
Judging you.
Anyway, but I'm saying I would see the signs like, okay, I'm feeling a way. Like, I'm being manipulated. I think
I know you well enough to know that you would start questioning at a point. Like I don't think you would drink all the Kool-Aid. Like you would be like, hold on.
Yeah.
You might have started sipping the Kool-Aid, but you would have been like, something about this Kool-Aid ain't right. This ain't right. I'm not gonna do it. I know you that well. I think I question stuff at a level, and I always pray for discernment. That's like my personal thing. Like, don't let me be deceived. If I'm going to a new church, my prayers, Lord, let me keep let me keep this your manservant, like not put him on a platform or a pedestal, and know that you are God. And if I see something that's not right, that you'll like nudge me and tell me, let me know that I need to peace out or speak up or something like that. I
agree.
So as I was saying earlier, there are like 10 signs that you're in a cult. One of the things is absolute authoritarianism without accountability.
Are you going fast? Or are you saying that's together?
That's one word. In one sentence.
Okay, say it again.
Absolute authoritarianism without accountability.
What does that mean?
So let's use Robert Shin, since we're talking about the documentary. He is the last word, the ultimate word, and nobody can question him. He has all authority in that church.
Okay.
And no one else, he's not held accountable to anybody else. Nobody else can.
There's no board.
Right. Zero tolerance for criticism or questioning.
So that's 9 and 10 is the same thing.
I mean, he's ultimately all plays in together. Lack of meaningful financial disclosure regarding budget. So no transparency with finances.
So how much money you make? You gotta tell them.
No, they're saying there's a lack of, like, when you come to you go to like you contribute to certain nonprofit organizations, they have to give you a report of how the funds were used at the end of the year. They don't have, like, that doesn't happen. Unreasonable fears about the outside world that often involve evil conspiracies and persecutions. A belief that former followers are always wrong for leaving, and there is never a legitimate reason for anyone else to leave. Abuse of members. Records, books, articles, or programs documenting the abuses of the leader or group.
One more time.
It says records, books, articles, or programs documenting the abuse of the leaders or groups. So
I was trying to get a clean video.
Okay.
Versus you having
to explain
skepticals like question mark?
Oh. Followers feeling like they are never able to be good enough.
Okay, you're not gonna do that one again.
Okay.
Because it was first it was a
Gotcha.
motorcycle, and you had a question like, I don't know if this is true or not.
Okay. Records, books, articles, or programs documenting the abuses of the leader or group.
Mm-hmm.
Followers feeling like they are never able to be good enough. A belief that the leader is right at all times. A belief that the leader is the exclusive means of knowing truth or giving validation. And then that was the last one, but this goes on to say cults are dangerous because they typically rely on deceptive and authoritarian practices to make members dependent on and obedient to the group. Cults often cut members off from other forms of social and financial support and pose both physical and psychological risk to members of the group.
This is the Kool-Aid.
You drinking it? Yeah. So it is like, I mean, we hear like a lot of those things, like so and so's in a cult, and it is good to say, well, like who's the leader? Are they only answering to this leader? Is the leader exploiting them financially or physically, mentally? Is there abuse going on?
Can you get kicked out of a cult?
I'm sure you can.
You in there like, we need your money, Dion. Nah, we good. Keep talking.
But I feel like it's more so like an excommunication. Like there's groups where it's like people are like, we can no longer, like you're no longer part of this circle, to shame you and make you feel bad. Like,
like could you imagine somebody in there? I like the word. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm not giving you money. I'm not participating in nothing.
Brother Dion, it came to me that you have not been fully obedient within our community.
What do you mean?
In order for this community to completely function, we need the participation of all of our members.
Is that right?
And my son, God is not pleased.
Well,
God told me.
Okay, keep talking.
God told me that you are acting outside of his will by not fully participating. And I can see in your eyes, son, that you might be experiencing some hurt, some doubt. And I'm saying, let that down.
Okay.
I can heal you.
Okay, I believe you.
I can help you grow financially.
Oh, is that right?
God wants to bless you.
Okay.
God wants to use you, but
it's a but.
If you don't allow him, if you don't put your pride aside, you will go to hell.
Oh, and God told you that directly.
I'm the man of God.
Before I make any decision, can I pray to God myself?
Listen.
I'm just trying to figure out where this is at in the Bible.
Listen, you can always pray to God yourself.
Okay.
But I am God's vessel here on earth.
I think I got stuck on I am God, and
I am God's vessel here on earth.
I think we all kind of can be used by God, and I want to talk to him directly.
All right. So
but I
see that you're creating a schism here in the body.
Okay.
And
listen, listen. There's other people here in other members here.
And everybody is conforming and upholding their duties as part of this community. And if you don't want to be part of this community,
I do.
You don't.
I do. I love your word.
You're not fully committed to what God has for you in your life.
No, I just want to be on the outside looking in.
You can no longer participate in our gatherings.
Okay, listen. Let me tell you something.
Actually, security.
No. Listen. I got hands. Okay.
Listen, right. This is private property, and now you're trespassing.
I just want to hear your word. I don't want to get anything. I'm willing to swing.
You're not willing to be part of this community if you're not willing to do what the man of God has instructed you to do. So I am the man of God. The word comes through me, and I have told you so. If you like the word that you hear on Saturdays and Sundays and Wednesdays and Tuesdays, you need to fully commit, or you're just only exploiting and using God for your own personal benefit. And that is disgusting. And you are leading your family down a path to hell. You will die tonight.
I think that was loosely based off of your own agenda. Listen, I just got here to LA. I just got here to LA. All right.
I'm sorry. We can't have this conversation anymore. You are now trespassing on private property, you have to go.
Okay.
You have to go.
Before I go,
You have to go. We can't hear no more. Excuse me.
I gotta knock you out. Before I go, I gotta knock you out.
That is not
I apologize.
That is not the man of God. That is not the agenda of God. Excuse me. Can we get him off? Thank you. Thank you. Listen, members. You can no longer speak to Dion Lack. He was a plant from the enemy himself.
You got knocked out, and then like now you are no longer to speak to him because he's knocked out. So before I go, I'll let everybody know y'all in the cult. Listen to what he is saying. If you don't give up money, like I did, get your hands off me, bro. If you don't get bro, you see what I just did to him, right? If you don't give him money, you will be sucked into the cult. Powerful word. I love the word. Listen to what he's saying. Find it in the Bible. All right. Powerful word, bro. If you don't get your hands off me.
I'm coming back to.
I'm coming back to. I'm coming to. Oh, you want to get knocked out again, huh? Knocked out again.
Oh my gosh. So one of the things that was like heartbreaking in this doc, I know we're still talking about the doc, but I'm about to transition. One of the things that was heartbreaking about the doc was like seeing the parents, because it just wasn't this main girl. There was other families who kids have been cut off from them, right? And like, what do you do as a parent? Mm-hmm. You see your child acting completely different. Your child is no longer talking to you.
I said it, didn't I? I said it to you, didn't I? Mm-hmm. It hurt my heart, man. That hurt my heart. If the way they described how much her daughter had changed remind me of experiencing my brother losing his mind, like not going crazy, but actually losing his memory. And when you're having a conversation with him and everything is and it's like you just press and play. It was like talking to AI. It had no personality. Like it had information, but it was just like, no, you're gone. So when in this documentary, they was like, dude has so much power. It was like, okay, pretty much the walls are closing in. I need y'all to go talk to your family. I know I told y'all not to talk to the family because they're trying to take you to hell. Now they got articles. They're exposing us. Go talk to them. Have fun with them. Have fun with them.
Get the heat off of me.
Get the heat off of me. So now they're kind of like, hey, mom. Hey, dad. How are you? They was like, hey, remember this? Yep, I remember that. And then mom was like, hey, what's really going on there? What was really going on? And listen, if we're going to talk about him all the time, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go if we're going to keep talking about him. And that hurt.
Yeah.
And then my daughters did that, man. Because essentially, you know what happened? What can happen? They don't have to be a cult. It could just be a boyfriend. Yeah. It could be a boyfriend who's like, hey, man, I really feel like your parents are bringing you down. You're the talented one. They're leeching off of you. They're trying to figure you out. They want your money. Married people do this. Don't stop giving your brother money, okay? Mm-hmm. Listen, it's me, right. My business. Stop giving. I mean, two things could be true. People can manipulate you to feel like you're doing something wrong. Who is your love language?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think I know 100% the Tangy 7. That's the family name. Mm-hmm. The Tangy 7 would have been just like her parents. Mom and dad have been out here every other week trying to find me or whoever, and then started a whole social media campaign. There would have been a documentary for sure. Mm-hmm. All of this would have happened. I think the privilege is that like her sister, like because they started off as a couple dancing team. Mm-hmm.
The Wilkinson
sisters.
The Wilkins?
Wilking sisters with a G. Wilking sisters. And so they both so she had a platform as well. And so was able to also create like some, hey, what's going on? Yeah, for sure. You know what I forgot about that?
What you forgot about though?
Was Sinister, where he was like on his counter, like he felt the walls closing in, and he was like, first he was like, yeah, go talk to your families, record them on social media, spin it, pull the race card, tell them you're not talking to your family because you're. He said, use the race card. You don't remember him saying this?
No.
It was one point where it was like she felt like when her family first came on social media and was saying we're concerned about whatever Miranda, and then so after that, directly after that, it was like you need to meet with your family, record all their actions the whole time, and then try to spin whatever you can to make it sound like they stopped talking to you because your boyfriend is black.
Oh.
And so in his thing, he was saying, use the race. We got to use whatever we got. Use the race card. Ha 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 ha. That type of thing.
Moyo, the preacher is Asian.
I think he's Korean, to be specific.
Okay. I'm about to say, are you saying I'm wrong?
No, I'm just saying specific.
Yeah, to be specific.
Yeah.
This sounds very racist.
Don't say it then. Don't do it.
No, it's not. Can you tell the difference between all Asians? If you've seen like 7 Asian descent people from like Philippines, China.
Not necessarily, but that's also like to the point, like, so there's some very distinct features about certain people, but there's also like people share borders. So it's like not always that distinct. I think for me, it's better like if I see the names, I can see like I'm better at that.
And do you think, can you tell the difference between black people? As in, he's definitely from Africa. He's definitely from Jamaica. He's definitely from, no? You hear the accents or something?
So like there was a point in time where I was like, I can point out Africans, but the older I got and the more black people I started to see, I was like, nah, we all from the continent. Like there are some distinct crossovers. And I don't know if you've ever gone, like I think my dad one time was like, Dion looks like he got some Senegalese or somewhere over there. Yeah, he was like, they be telling you your roots. Oh, you definitely look like you from.
Yeah,
you're the Twee people.
You can definitely tell Ethiopian.
Yeah, Ethiopian, Eritrean. They're all
You do that forehead.
Not the forehead.
Yeah.
So with that said, also you posted something yesterday that was kind of interesting. Was it yesterday? Yeah, last night.
Yeah. I do want to talk about, is there a difference between being a parent to your children and guiding them in right from wrong versus children with boundaries? As in, yes, we can tell our children what time to go to bed, what to eat. Don't go there. This is dangerous. But then there's also now, in this day and age, it's some murky water when it comes to who to love, sexuality, how to dress, religion, these sort of practices. Because if you say, hey, we're going to church, and your child say, I don't want to go, is that a blurred line? Is it a blurred line if your son's like, I want to wear a dress to school? Is it a blurred line if it's like, I don't want to eat meat, but the only thing you can afford is Spam? It's like, I want to only eat, You
can get these frozen green peas, baby boy. So we all know twills don't have kids, but I feel like when it comes to like getting up and saying like, let's go to church, depending on the age, your kid's like, I don't want to go. You're not going to give them grace to not go to school. You're going to make them get up and go to school, right? So I feel like in that same thing, I can also make you get up and go to church. Now, I understand if your kid was like, when a kid's like, I'm sleepy, because there are some days
As an adult.
Sunday school, as an adult, I don't want to go to church. I don't want
Mhm.
to get up to watch church. I definitely want to get dressed to go to church.
Mhm.
But I also recall those days like when I went to Sunday school, and Sunday school was 9 a.m. So that meant you were getting up at 6:37 on a Sunday to go
Mhm.
get ready for church. And it just was like the worst. Like it might as well be. And then you got up early the day before to clean up. It was no
Mhm.
fun. So I understand like that. Like, Mom, I'm tired. I don't want to go. But it's also like, depending on your belief, you do want to raise the child in your ways, and knowing that once they're out of your house, they get to make their own choices and live their own life and do their own things. So
Mhm.
I think there is like nothing wrong with that. Um, but it is like, like you don't want to indoctrinate your child. You want their child to have like their own certain beliefs, but I think you raise people to be good citizens and good people
Mhm.
to the best of your ability. And uh, you kind of have to learn to say, like, no matter what, I'm gonna love you. Your kid's like, son's like, I want to wear a dress to school. Is it just a 3-year-old wearing a costume?
Mhm.
Is it a bigger conversation behind it? Is it like I think so quickly, and this has always been, we've told like kids like, stop acting gay, stop
Mhm.
doing it, that type of
Right.
thing, where like you're the person introducing that thought to that kid. Like that kid never had that thought. That kid was just being themselves.
Mhm.
That kid maybe just saw the mannerisms of the women that they were growing up around,
Mhm.
and that's just what they copied and what they emulated.
Right.
So I think it's a further conversation. Like you're like, hey, why do you? Okay, nice dress. Why do you want to wear it? Like,
Mhm.
is you know, I just like how it feels. It's so comfortable.
Mhm.
It's open,
Right.
or I feel like this is me. Like I think you have to have conversations. I don't think parenting, this is not one size fits
Yeah.
all. Like
Right.
each child is different. Both of your
Mhm.
girls react differently to different things. You can't do the same exact thing for each
Mhm.
child.
Yeah, I think to make it parallel to what I'm saying, it would be um, boundaries, not as far as I just don't want to do it, as far as like alternatives. Like if you like, hey, we are a Christian family and we're going to go to a Christian church.
Hmm.
And then your child's like, hey man, I've been watching videos online. I kind of want to be a Jehovah's Witness. I want to switch things up. I think this is a better move for me. Or if they like, hey, I realized I don't want to go to public school. I think you should invest a little bit more and take them to a private school.
I think you might want to get a job then.
No, I just feel like it's scary there. And
I
what
agree. You want to be homeschooled?
sure, who's gonna homeschool me?
I got
I
you.
need you to figure this out,
We
man.
got a community.
So
This
how does that work? Because it's like do what I
I
say.
wish my kid would be like, you need to invest a little money and send me to private school.
I don't like it here. I don't like it here, yo. This is it
That's
is
so funny.
terror.
I think I'd be like, like I could be like, go talk to your grandma because mama ain't having that. Or Stephanie be like, we go to a Christian church. Or I think it's also like, okay, this is different. I see that you're like, I think it's good that you're exploring different schools of thought, schools of thoughts. So like you're interested in Islam, like let's have that conversation. We're going to church today, but we're also let's further your research on different things. Like, how did you land here? I want to have a conversation and be part of that journey with you before I just allow you to go to some place that I don't know
Mhm.
particularly what they practice and what they believe,
Mhm.
because we have certain rules in this household that we do things a certain way. So interest developing, I don't see harm in doing research together as a family or you and I. But today we're going to church.
Mhm. Yeah, because you told me that your parents had different religious backgrounds.
Yeah, my dad's, I mean, all falls under Christianity, but my dad was Catholic with that when I was growing up, and my mom went to Baptist church. So it's two different churches on Sundays. But to that same thing, like, so we got to decide which church we went to. And if you wanted the quick service, you went to Catholic church. You stood up. All you had to do was kneel a few times, stand up, kneel, repeat some stuff, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and be back home. It was like an hour and a half versus mom's church, which was Sunday school, the full service, and it was a black church too. Woo! And then they had this thing called Bible training unit afterwards. Oh, it was a lot. It was a lot. But that's where I get, like, I know that's how I'm down with the culture like that. You know what I mean?
So how did that work? What happened? It was like, okay, I give up. Like, who said, okay, I'm sick of doing this to the kids?
It wasn't ever too heavy. Like, I think we were all baptized in mom's church. So dad was always there. Like, if we were singing in the choir, dad was there. He volunteered at the church. Like, he didn't go to the church necessarily, but he would be there cutting the lawn. Like, he would be helping out. So my dad was always still active in our church. And by the time I think I was in college, they started going to a non-denominational church. And, that's when dad was like, okay, I'm joining. Like, he was all in there. So it never felt entirely weird because it wasn't like dad was opposed to coming to church with us.
Going in the comment section, Moyo said, parents' responsibility to train their children according to how they see fit within reason, as long as it isn't abusive or demeaning. Boogaloo says, I feel like forcing your kids to go to church is low-key child abuse. What are your thoughts on that?
I felt like I think, like, I don't think, so I'll say this. I grew up very differently in the sense that, like, free thought was always encouraged in my family. Like, you could question any and everything, and there was a discussion around those things. So it wasn't necessarily like, yes, church was part of the thing that we did. Just like we got up, we went to school, we got up, we went to church. But we were always encouraged to question any and everything. And I think, like, growing up like that made stuff feel like less abusive. So it's hard for me. It's hard for me to imagine a person who grew up feeling like they had to be dragged to church and hating every minute of it. That sounds like that could be, like, I understand that sentiment when you're like, that's low-key child abuse. But then again, like, I think it's only when I came to Cali I've seen this. Like, people who, like, let their kids just stop going to school.
Yeah, as well.
I knew people who were like,
if you don't want to go, you ain't got to go.
And then a kid, like, a person I know, she was like, oh, my kid dropped out of school. She was 16. Oh, and she was like, no, she was 16. She was just like, she just said she didn't want to go no more. I can't force her. I was like, who the hell can? Who can't force her?
It's actually illegal.
Right.
That's neglect.
Yeah. And then, of course, when they turned 18, I'm like, I know you, like, but at some point you, like, encourage, like, hey, hun, now, like, if your kid's, like, super depressed and going through, like, certain issues, like, maybe they take a little time out or something. I get that. But to just be like, my kid is at home chilling.
Yeah.
Because they dropped out of school because they didn't want to go. And I don't feel like I should be the person that forces them. Like, any other place that would be called, like, that's when you call that negligence and neglect.
Right. Like, you know what sucks is your own personal agenda and your convenience. Ooh, just about to hit hard. Your own agenda and convenience to yourself can definitely side with the opposing to your child. Like, say for instance, like, this school is down the street. I'm paying top dollars for you to go to this private school. Your child could be like, Mama getting bullied.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Right.
Can you please let me stay home? Or I want to go to a different school. He's like, listen. If you go to a different school, it's going to make my life worse.
Dang.
It's like, because, like, now I got to actually take you all the way across town to a different school. I'm paying you top dollar. Only school around here is a public school, and I don't want to take you to a public school because I don't know for reasons. And it's like, listen, my job is paying for you to go to the school.
No,
it is a block away. Like,
right.
Listen, man.
But it's also to protect your child.
Right. All right. But now it's like, now I have to get up an extra hour to take you to school, you know, and fight traffic to get to work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you, who doesn't say it don't happen again?
You think as a parent, do you think like, does that convenience win? Or do you say, I need to listen to my child, they're getting bullied?
Yeah, I will listen to it for sure. But now I'm gonna try to resolve it there.
Right.
Versus like, listen, I'm working 12-hour shifts. Now that I get home, I gotta, get up an extra hour early, make them breakfast, make them lunch, and then now drive across town, and now I have to, fight traffic to get to work or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, all because what's happening at this school. Right. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to fix the issue there.
At the school. Right.
At the school.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, okay, we're done.
Right. No, that makes sense. Like, that's any mediation and technique is to first try to resolve that issue before you upend and change everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they saying in this comment section?
Oh, they talking.
Yeah. Boogaloo says, as a really young child, did you even understand the point of attending, or was it always enjoyable when it comes to church?
So this is different. Like, you might have to talk to my younger siblings for that. For me, going to church, I didn't really start going to church until I was like 8, I want to say. And so at that age, it was something fun and new. And I think that also speaks to your church. Like, there was always like these kid-centered things. So you felt like eventually you were going to go play with friends.
Right. And it was with the underlining theme of religion.
Right.
It was
you just went and
some
learned,
sort of Bible stories.
Yeah. You went, you learned these Bible stories. You always got a snack. You were hanging with friends.
Hanna-Barbera
or something.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah, those cartoons. McGee and Me, like whatever was out at that time.
Veggie Tales.
And the snacks, y'all really set it off.
Yeah. What's funny is, as I got older, I remember all these religion cartoons and not knowing that these are when you're a kid, you think they are in the Bible, but you did not know that they're stories in the Bible. Like the whole time I was like, "Where's Good Samaritan at?" Like I thought it was like a book. Like,
I'm looking for the book of Good.
I'm looking for this book. I did not know it was a parable.
Just a story.
Like, it's a story.
Yeah.
And
that's funny.
And like like you see like the prodigal son.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the story at?
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to find,
because they would just highlight
the
stories, and then we had like this little Bible. It was like my first Bible. It was just Bible stories.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't know where it came from. It was just like the story specifically from it, and they just highlighted the most fun parts.
Yeah.
So for me, church was enjoyable. Now, when I got older, like when I was a teenager, and then they started making us go to like revivals. And if you don't know revival, that was like it was usually like at least 3 days. It could be a week long, of like heavy church service all week long in the evenings.
It was like continuation sermons.
Back to back. And then, off each other. So then, I don't know about you, but in Baptist church, you had like your church conventions, and like so then all the churches had their revival scheduled for different weeks. So our revival would be up, but then so like all these other churches had revival. So then you had to go at least one night to their revival, and then your youth choir might be singing at their revival. Yeah. Then they would have a youth revival, and oh my gosh, or like the church conferences where you had to go and help usher because your grandma was head of the usher board and she signed you up. My eyes started twitching. That's
painful.
That was painful
because you're battling between becoming a teenager,
right?
You're being influenced by friends and TV, and you're having feelings. You're going through puberty, but it's also like like growing up as a kid and feeling yourself, and like I feel ways when I see guys and girls, and it's also like that feeling is not so great because it can kind of be a murky water of
Right.
sexualities
Right.
and big, but it's also like, hey, God, Jesus, religion. And it's like you're going through this like battle of what's right and what's wrong. And he's like, man, all my friends who don't go to church saying this is the fun. It was dessert, but over here is that salad, vegetables over here.
Listen, there was a couple of churches that the New Ellis Baptist Church youth, looked forward to going to when we had to go to revival, because that's where all the fine young men of God went.
Hello.
We were like, yeah, oh, Shiloh? We are going to go to Shiloh Baptist.
Oh, I thought you told my name was Shiloh.
Oh, no. We were
calling him out.
No, we're going to Shiloh Baptist because they got the youth choir with all the men's on there. Yeah.
Moyo said, I love when parents teach children to use their mental capacity so freeing. My mom was big on that. Undomesticated John, welcome. I was in church all day on Sundays and I didn't like being there, but it didn't hurt me. And the stuff stuck as I was grown, as I grew, as I've grown.
Yeah.
Bigelow says, as a kid, taking away half my weekend. Half my weekend.
Yeah.
Saying it like that is crazy.
But
I won't say it's half your weekend.
It feels that way.
Sunday.
It's 2 hours, but it really feels that way. Even now, like I get mad because I'll be like, because as an adult, you work and then I get Saturday, and Saturday is typically like my errand days, our podcast days. Then Sunday you go to church. Now you grocery shopping for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to work again. So it does kind of, I get what you're saying, for sure. It does feel like half the weekend, but listen, my siblings and I, it's so much about church that we just like memories that we actually made. That's just hilarious to us. Like it's one of the, I think it's definitely like you had to be there, but there's so many like experiences. And I won't even say like all my siblings know Bible. We have our own faith, but we've been able to walk out our own faith or religion wherever those are. That might not also necessarily align with how we grew up, but like in that, like all my parents got is like, well, I raised y'all the way we knew, like the best we knew. We know, what's the scripture? Raise a child in the ways that they should go. And basically, like, in the end, they won't depart from it. And like Undomesticated John said, it will stick with you.
Yeah, it did.
Like, even if you don't have them same beliefs or practices, you'd be like, oh, you know what? This is a good lesson. I remember that.
You know what helped with my mom going to church? Because my mom was really big on church, but I started to kind of peep that she enjoyed going to church because it was her family's church. As in, my grandmother went there and she grew up at that church.
Yeah.
And what happened was you start to grow up with your friends. So she's going to church enjoying hanging out with her friends. Yeah. And it was just like, a hangout spot. You talk before and after church. You be in that church parking lot like, I'm ready to go. Every church had a Burger King by the church.
That's hilarious.
And
my church was in the country. We had no such thing.
So after church, we would just go to the Burger King because we know my mom was gonna talk for like at least an hour.
Oh my God, they be talking so long.
Like, hey, what happened? Yes, we gonna have to meet them. So let's go to Burger King.
We'd be in the car waiting for so long. Like, if they look at us, we all in the car ready to go. Yeah. The kids are not running around anymore. Yeah. It is time.
Yeah. Because it's like, oh, this is her fellowship. Yeah. I did not like, Mom, let's go. Who are you talking to? I'm hungry. You gonna cook when we go home? Exactly.
Hilarious.
I want to go home.
Getting home was a feat, y'all. Yeah. That part is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
You ever skip church? Oh, no? As in, like, you went to church and then your mom was like, I'll meet you after church.
Nah, I played. One, when I was old enough to do so. Yeah. Our church was in the country.
Yeah.
Where was I going? 2, I was in youth choir. I was on usher board. I was involved. Like I would speak on youth Sundays. Like I was involved.
You had a tiny church, right?
Yeah, it's a small church.
Got you.
And so all of us sat on like
Population
the same
of
row.
what?
100.
That's not bad. It's not that bad. It depends on how small, how big
the building was pretty big.
Okay, that looks bad now.
Right, but so the teens will all sit like on the back row.
Yeah, of course.
And don't act too foolish, because then Stephanie would. My mom has this thing, and she'll give this look, and her eyes start twitching, and you just be like,
"Yep."
But yeah, so no, I never did that.
Bethesda Temple on Salem Avenue, we had about maybe 500, 600. It was
like basically went to a mega church.
Well, also, I'm thinking like me as a kid, it may just felt big.
Yeah.
So being a small adolescent, I'm probably there's a lot of people here. Everybody's taller than me, so I probably can go there now. I was like, man, it's not that big,
right?
So just me remembering, like, man, it's a
church had 50 people.
Maybe so. What's sad is going to a church from born from birth to like 12, and you see the pastor, and then I went to a different church. My mom started going to a different church. I don't know for reasons. I don't know why. And then you go back as an adult. You be like, I forgot. Pastors do get old,
right?
Like, oh no, he lost weight. He's like brittle. He's just mumbling. You be like, oh man, I forget that.
They get old.
I got old, but I forgot that he get old as well.
Yeah,
because he was all youthful and bouncing around the church. You like, oh,
yo, I saw my childhood pastor. Last time I saw my childhood pastor and his wife was at my grandma's funeral in 2017.
Made you sad.
Full hair, full white, both of them. But when he got up there, because he did the sermon or whatever, I was like, oh yeah, that's Reverend Ponda. He still got it. He got the hooping and the hollering.
Yeah.
But I also realized this is so wrong. The pastor's wife, she was so like, we are grieving. My grandmother has passed. This is her funeral. We are a close, tight-knit family. We are hurt. This woman walks past. She's like, greetings. She sees Bryant. Bryant was a doll baby as a kid. Like, everybody loved him. He's always so happy. Like, he's Bryant stone-faced at this moment. She come up. She's like, Bryant, you remember me?
Grim, yeah, grieving.
Stone-faced Bryant.
Yeah.
It's Miss Ponda. It's Miss Bryant. I was like, the look he gave.
I was like that. Like, get out my face.
The look he gave, and like I was looking at her like, how
chill out, man.
Are you?
Wait.
You go to funerals.
Like, wait.
You do this.
Like, wait till afterwards, man. You're talking about the funeral still happening.
The funeral, like, you know how like it was. I think everybody was just walking in. Like, the family had been
walking in.
I don't know if it was like the viewing. It wasn't the viewing because I was going. I wouldn't be able to.
You can do that at the end.
It wasn't at the end.
Oh,
it was like right at the beginning. And Brian was just the look he gave, and we were like, we're trying to get her to pass.
There's protocol when it comes to funerals, because at my dad's funeral, I seen a bunch of loved ones that I ain't seen in years.
Yeah.
I don't do it right now.
Yeah.
Like during the service.
Yeah.
When we outside in the gravel, in the parking lot. Let's do the hey.
I thought this woman goes to funerals as part of her job.
Yeah.
She's there with her husband. She should know. It's been 11 years. You know what not to do.
Yeah.
But I think because she was just so excited to see Bryant. And
you know what sucks about being the pastor?
What's that?
Is you gotta kind of go to all the funerals and all them weddings. Do you charge both?
They get honorariums. You don't charge.
What do you mean honorariums?
Like, the family gives you what they think you should get.
What they think?
So it could be.
They think? We think you are worth $16.
Here you go, Pastor. This wedding where you have the angels hanging from the ceiling, and you're gonna give me $16?
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
It's usually an honorarium, just like some people now. I think pastors have gotten smarter, and it's like my honorarium is at least
Starts at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you got a big church and it's like, Pastor, when are you available? And all these pastors, all these members are waiting for his availability. It's like, God, all my open days, they gonna keep following.
That's why you got like those bigger churches. You got the other pastors. Like, all right, you won't get this pastor. You're gonna get.
No. I want him. I don't want Pastor Thomas. I don't want Pastor Clarence. I want PT.
Okay.
Do we
really have a relationship like that?
No, listen. I need you to baptize us first the day before. And
Not taking up all time. Not taking up all his time.
I want listen. If we have to push the wedding to your availability, I need you there.
Son, I don't really do weddings anymore.
What's your price? Stop playing with me.
We got so many other pastors. Why me?
You changed our life. Because of you, we got married. We need you to tie the knot for us, man.
You want to Zoom? The disrespect.
$16, Moyo.
That's crazy.
That's crazy because it's like, is it offensive?
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, I really want you to marry us.
Uh-huh.
And when you say you're not available until December 2nd, all right, we'll wait. Wait. No, you don't have to wait. Nope.
Well, anything can come up because if I get a paid gig, if I get a paid speaking thing, best believe I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. The disrespect is just like you said, man. Imagine having this big old wedding, like you didn't shift it and change the whole entire church into white.
Right.
You didn't painted the walls. You got seat covers over the seats and everything, and swapped out the piano to a clear piano.
You put lights up.
Yeah.
Chandeliers that twinkle and glisten.
The bride comes down from the ceiling, and he's like, oh, I'm about to get paid. They got money here. It's like, so you gave me $16 as my honorarium.
Well, you see, we kind of.
It's not about you, Pastor. It's about us. All right. We just wanted you to say, will you?
And so thank you for that.
So, with that being said, just be grateful, okay?
We got you a plate. That plate was like $100.
Got you a plate.
The plate was $100. You like shrimp?
Yeah.
You like lobster.
So that shrimp is from New England. Okay.
That's that lobster, that New England as well.
Mac and cheese is from.
And that's that Malay filet mignon.
Yeah. So be grateful, okay?
Be grateful, sir.
We could have chose anybody. We chose you to eat that food, okay?
The disrespect. Right. The disrespect. Don't do it. Oh my gosh.
Are we chatting about the that's a word. Atrocities? What is that?
What word are you looking at? Because I don't know. Atrocities? I'm just guessing. I don't know where you at. The atrocities of how expensive weddings are.
Oh boy.
You should nose up. Weddings. Listen, people, let's not only weddings, prom season just passed. Oh, I seen this one headline and I refused to click on it. Yeah. Mom spent $27,000 on her daughter's prom. Mm-mm.
Meanwhile, I'm over here living it up. I can pay my entire rent for the year.
I just saw that and I was like, well, how much is her wedding finna cost? I mean, I think weddings on average are closer to like 45, 30, between, I want to say 30 and 45 nowadays.
What if I just lie to make my child go viral? It's like, you have no idea what I had to spend. I spend $37,000 on my child's wedding. Oh, for what? This dress right here? I got it from so. I can lie, right?
There was a mom on the Tamron Hall show, and they had receipts because Tamron's a journalist, so you're not gonna get on here and lie in her face. Yeah. Okay. It was something crazy, and it's just, and their thing is like, well, my child worked so hard, and I felt like they deserved it. I'm like, $27,000. Is she going to college? Because if she going to college and college is paid for,
oh boy,
If college is paid for, she got the scholarship to go
Yeah.
through college, then maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe if that's what you want to do. But please even consider that as a down payment for her house.
Right.
A condo, so that when she goes away to college, that she's also making money on this rented property. It just goes a little bit further instead of a memory from one night with some little boy she's not gonna be with no more. That really just aggravates me.
Yeah, for sure. What's his name? Lil Rel says people should invest in the marriage and not the wedding.
Period. I agree, 100%.
Put all your ducats, your money, your
into
thoughts,
therapy, one another, spending time into the marriage. Because and while a wedding, I'm not saying don't have a wedding ceremony. I think weddings are beautiful and it's a wonderful place to celebrate your day with your family. There was this show called, I forget what it was called, but basically it was like, the concept was, do you want to buy a house or do you want to get married, have a wedding?
Mm-hmm.
And overwhelming amount of people chose the wedding.
Mm.
One of these things happened right before COVID. They chose a wedding. Then the wedding had to be postponed because of COVID.
Mm.
I think they were like living with her mom or something. Yes. And I was like, see if y'all invested in that house.
You've been in your own. This would be a good idea. I hope somebody stole this idea. What if you had a surprise wedding for your guest?
I've seen these. I like when people do these.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As in like if I was like, we should tell all of our friends and family that it is a surprise birthday party for the opposite person. Right?
Yeah.
So they'll probably already bring gifts and stuff. So it'd be like, it's a surprise. Well, it sucks because some people actually know their birthday and stuff.
Right.
So if it was like August 2nd, it was like, listen, they're about to start. Why would they buy gifts?
So the ones I've seen, they've said like, hey, we're having an engagement party. Or, and people bring gifts to an engagement party. Okay. But so an engagement party really is just a celebration of, hey, we got engaged. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, this is actually the wedding. Mm-hmm. And
that'd be dope. Cause what would be dope is, watch this.
Is it this way? There you go.
Yeah, watch this. So everybody, watch this. Woo! You gotta have some money for this. But not really. Imagine it's a room. And it's like, hey, so-and-so's on their way. On the counter, when they come in, we all gonna say surprise, all right? And then they all wait for the door to open up, but that wall opens up and they're at the altar.
Not the wall opens up.
You gotta slide over like it was a curtain. They're like, surprise! Like, we're getting married. And they on the other side, like, we surprised you. We're getting married.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. How's that a lot?
I'm trying to figure out where we get the sliding wall from.
I mean, it could be a curtain.
Okay.
Because it had to be staged, as in like, they're coming.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you see, they all in the dark. They open the door and they wait for somebody to come on. The doors open up. It's like, and you see the pastor, and they was like, what? We're getting married.
That's funny.
Everybody's like, oh my God, we're the one getting surprised. That'd be dope. Come on, man. Come on.
I'll give you that.
Come on, man.
I give you that.
In the comment section, is that dope? Would y'all like that? Would y'all like to have a surprise? A surprise, but you thinking you about to get surprised? You thinking you surprising somebody? You get surprised. You sitting there with the balloons and the noise makers, and you're like, I'm crying! I ain't know they was engaged.
Not this. You're so ridiculous. Oh, that's funny.
I would definitely, because everybody already got the cameras ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's diabolical surprise.
That's a diabolical surprise. The best part of the wedding is the cash you get back, but that is probably a cultural thing for me. Hey, I'm African. There is money dances fully in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like, or also like, we're at the age where people are like, you know, I have a whole house. You don't need to give me gifts, but if you want to contribute to the honeymoon fund,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or could you have this sounds tacky. This sounds tacky.
If Dion's saying this tacky,
because you can't get away. If I was like, we have a Kickstarter for
okay, but I know somebody who did this.
Yeah, like help us pay for this wedding,
honey. I feel so messy talking about this out loud.
Yeah, just to say you heard about it. Stick me.
So you were telling me about this person who had pretty much like got engaged. They couldn't afford a wedding, so they sent like a letter to all their friends and family, and that was pretty much like, hey, as you know, we want to get married. It's really expensive. Anything that you can do to financially contribute. I don't know how well that went over. I know a lot of people are like, okay, so maybe y'all shouldn't, or maybe you should just go to the courthouse. But they never got married.
Because of the finances, or didn't work out?
I think he was cheating.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good match.
Gosh, yo.
Yeah.
Sending out a letter saying pay for our wedding is nuts.
It's not the invitation. You think you're getting an invitation?
Huh?
You think you're getting a wedding invitation?
Yeah. Oh, they getting scan the QR code to contribute.
To our wedding. And I think the other thing is about receiving that letter is like, if you know you weren't going to be invited to the actual wedding, then it's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Also, who you asked is important.
Right.
There's nothing wrong for like family help and stuff like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's wrap up and talk about our.
I was going to say the same thing. Yes.
Yeah.
But I have a top 10 list before.
You got another top 10.
Oh, well, that was just 10 signs that you're in a cult. Okay. I don't know. That's so
What's
exciting.
your top 10 list?
I was curious because, you know, last weekend I was in the Chi-Town and Chi-Town, Chicago.
Good question, Mo. Did they get their money back?
I don't know if anybody contributed, if I'm honest, according to what Dion told me. But I'm great.
Hey, man, anytime I see NGL, I always feel like it's like nigga. But
not gonna
I know, not gonna lie. I thought Zup was like, that would be amazing, nigga.
Hilarious. Okay, so I was in Chicago. I didn't go to the South Side only because I was only there for a couple of days. But I also was like, is South Side a place that you travel and you could go anywhere and you're fine? Or, you know what I mean? Like, or is it like, hey, just don't go if you don't know it? That was my thought. And then I was like, I tend to go and visit and be in some dangerous cities. What are the most dangerous cities in the U.S.?
Say it again.
What are the most top 10 dangerous cities in the United States?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Chicago.
Not on the list.
Detroit.
Not on the list. Oh, I lied. Detroit's number 2 on the list. Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, Detroit. Oakland.
Let's see if Oakland's on this list.
Boy, you say Detroit, we fighting.
Sorry.
Number 2.
No Oakland on the list.
Memphis.
Memphis is definitely on this list. I just gotta. They're number 4.
Number 4. Do I have to be specific about the New York Barrels?
No.
Let's say New York City.
Yeah, none of them are on here.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi? No.
Los Angeles?
No. Crazy.
Like, if we talking about Los Angeles County, I could say Compton, right? Or anything like that? No?
It's not on here.
All right. Well, I'm out of options. We got New Orleans. Atlanta. Miami.
No.
Yikes.
Right. All right. Number 10 on the list,
Go for it.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis is on the list. I've never heard somebody. Hey, nigga, I'm from Indianapolis.
It's one of the most dangerous top 10 most dangerous cities in the U.S.
What is this off? What is this based off?
The BBC Science Focus.
Somebody from over in Britain?
Using figures from the FBI, we have measured and ranked our dangerous cities according to the number of serious felonies recorded per 100,000 people in 1 year. Violent crime includes murder, manslaughter, assault, and robbery.
And this is off.
This is 2024.
But this is off somebody from Britain.
No, they wrote it, but it's
Yeah.
based off the FBI list.
All right.
So Indianapolis, Indiana is number 10.
Dayton, Ohio.
Nope, surprisingly. Number 9 is Albuquerque.
Hey, nigga, I'm from Albuquerque. Hey, homie, I'm from Albuquerque. That don't have a ring to it at all.
Number 8, Stockton, California.
Hey, nigga, I'm from Stockton.
I mean that I feel that a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I be passing it to Malone. I be passing it to the car. I be passing it to the mailman.
Okay. Number 7, Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland is the city where I come from, so run. I would say more Youngstown than Cleveland. I didn't think Cleveland was on the list.
Cleveland's definitely on the year. It said the violent crime is above the national average. Recorded offenses had been dropping over recent years, but saw a big jump in crime rates from 2020 to 2021. And it was also attributed to increasing poverty and the effects of COVID-19. Number 6.
What number was Cleveland?
7.
Number 7 was Cleveland.
Number 6, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
The eel mill? The eel mill?
Number 5, Kansas City, Missouri.
Hey, KC? Undercover?
Yeah.
Trying to make it sound cool. I did not know this.
What?
Kansas City is not in Kansas City.
There is a Kansas City in Kansas City.
Kansas City
is
not in Kansas.
There's a Kansas City, Missouri, and a Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay, you got me on that then. So which one is
Kansas City, Missouri is
okay.
Yeah.
Well, somebody did a Reggie, who was from Kansas City, Missouri, was like, "Hey man, I need for y'all to not stop saying." I think he's from the other one.
Where's he? Wait. Now I'm like questioning myself. Kansas City in Missouri. Maybe there's not a Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, man, what are you talking about?
Hold on. I always thought it was a Kansas City. Yeah, it is one in Kansas too. Okay. Whew.
But where does the Kansas City Chiefs play?
Okay, see?
Okay.
Let me.
Gary, Indiana.
No. Next, that was number 5, Kansas City, Missouri. Number 4 is Memphis, Tennessee, which you know.
I said okay.
Which you said.
Okay.
Number 3, Baltimore. Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland. Yep.
Baltimore. You didn't know that?
Number 2 is Detroit, Michigan. Again, sorry, Melio. Number 1.
Hold on. Is this city that you see a black or white city?
Black.
Okay. And it's a city you've heard of.
Mm-hmm.
As in like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's not like, no, you would never know.
I think it makes sense. Maybe.
Atlanta.
No, but some rappers are known to be from this place. Football team you used to be in this place.
In the comment section, can y'all guess what the city is?
I gave you the clue. Football used to be here. Your football.
St. Louis. Ask my tattoo ass. I'm so St. Louis. Ask my tattooist. Number one, yo. Shout out to Hear More. Shout out to Sexy Red.
You better know where Sexy Red reps. So yeah, those were the dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, man, number one. So I was like, oh, LA, New York, Chicago, not even on this list. What are we doing? I'm surprised DC wasn't on that list because it's been getting crazy too.
Yeah.
But Baltimore makes sense.
Can they change the capital of the United States?
They've done it before, so I would imagine.
Where was it?
It was in Philadelphia.
Born and raised? No, really?
Yeah. They talk about that in Hamilton a little bit. I don't remember. But yeah. Why you make me nerd sometimes?
Why DC?
Or was it New York too? They wanted to carve out a little place that was neutral, like wasn't one. Like, was it?
Mario upset. What year was this study done?
It said this was released in 2024. Yes. I'm sorry, Mario. U.S. capital before DC. So basically, they just wanted to take land that wasn't part of any state and create like a neutral center to be the capital. Yeah, so it was Philadelphia was the temporary capital until Washington, D.C. would be ready.
You know what I really want? I really want to know. Think about this, because I need for y'all to understand how difficult it is to determine the borders of states in this time. The airplane didn't exist. So they were just going off of this area right here is Ohio. Where does it end? It doesn't matter where it ends. This is my land. Like, so they had to be like, from this area right here, this area right here is Ohio. Wait, how are we like no one is walking the border and putting sticks down.
There are markers.
Like, how are they figuring this out? Like, it's a perfect line from Ohio to Indianapolis. So like this is 1700. So
was there a creek or a river that ran through it?
It could be. But
just out of curiosity, yeah.
Because it's not like they had an aerial view of like, okay, this determines where this.
You don't even know if you're going straight. They're with the horse and buggy, and they're like, we're gonna start here, and every 30 miles we're gonna put a marker.
This is wild.
Just like
there's
a bump in the road there. We just gonna
a little more around it. Because in a perfect world, if they had an aerial view, it would be a perfect grid of like squares, and
which is kind of what I feel like you get like Colorado.
Yeah.
Those Western
once
states.
you go start going west.
Yeah.
But it was. I think it had to be determined from like creeks and how like on this side over here is
because some borders don't make no sense.
It don't make sense because there's like a little box up on Texas on the top part.
Yeah.
It was like, how do you get that? Like, why didn't you just cut it off?
Oh, I had bought this from Jimmy back in there.
And then like Oklahoma has like a little strip on top of it. And I was like, it's just like, how do you? Yeah, it has to be something that's like cutting them off, like a street or something.
Something.
Yeah, they had to probably separate from streets.
But you know, like have you seen that video about the line between Canada and the US? And like it's literally a forest. Yeah. So they had to like go through and clear the actual land to show.
To just separate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I sent a repost of that or something like that. I love facts. I love like how they discover stuff. They're like the longest road. Yeah. In the world. And
his YouTube algorithms really is just random facts. I'm like, what are you watching?
There's a road a highway that can take you from Alaska all the way down to like South America, but they had like a little gap that you can't go through a road. But if you like travel like a motorcycle, you can get back on the road. But I see that.
Does it go down all the way to Chile? Like,
yeah, okay. It's one highway.
Wow.
That will go from Alaska through America all the way down to South America, through Mexico, all that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. When I tell you, I love origin stories.
Like he watches the videos of like the tallest statues in the world, which are creepy to me. Them statues at some point.
and they put them side by side.
Yeah.
Like, this is where you think the Statue of Liberty is tall. No, sit next to the Washington Monument. Oh, next to the
Yeah.
the Gandhi.
Right.
Next to, it was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Um,
The tallest man in the world is this tall, and then the tallest is this tall. Yeah.
But we said we're gonna get back to we're gonna actually talk a little bit about our Indiegogo fundraiser. Thank you all so much for contributing, spreading the word
and the gospel.
Our Indiegogo is live. If you don't know, season 2 of What You Know About That. You heard that, Moyo. What's You Know About That? We did the standard English way.
Yes.
This time around. Why
so the hashtag? Because when you're promoting a show, you got to have a hashtag so people can find other clips of your content. So I had to name it exactly how it sounds, because even when I originally named it, I was like, is it a T on what? Is it WHUT?
Is it chew?
Yeah, it's a chew. So I was like, I'm messing up on my own. So I had to rename it for the sake of branding.
Yeah. So we're kicking off season 2. We're actually shooting at the end of the month. We're excited. So many of you have reached out and said, hey, I want to help. You have reposted. Some people have contributed, and you see the people have contributed on Indiegogo, but we've had also people contribute directly to us, which we accept as well. That is lovely. And we appreciate that. Some of you have been asking, hey, what are some ways that we can show our support? And I'm going to tell you how you can fuel this movement. 1, cash rules everything.
Everything around me.
So please feel free to go ahead, click on our Indiegogo link, and give a donation. Listen, there are levels to our donations. There are perks. We've got shout outs we do. We're going to be sending out a digital mixtape. Some of y'all are going to get BTS access on the days that we're actually shooting. You're going to be in with us live, be able to participate a little bit. You'll get your name and credits at certain levels. You could get a VIP all access. That includes some merch.
Yes.
What you know about that merch. And finally, you can give at the executive producer level. So that gets you credit as an EP on a show. And people actually like negotiate this on heavy things. So we like, you finance us, we'll give you a credit. You don't have to do much about that.
We already got somebody who's already what level are they on?
Executive producer.
They already executive producer.
Yeah. Yeah. Other ways you can show your support, run, tell that. Spread the word about our campaign. Share the link with your friends and followers to boost our visibility. Show some love. Engage with our content. We thank you all for doing that, because this crew does it all the time. They show up for us all the time. Please share on your pages and your profiles. Get your friends and family to contribute as well. And lastly, just hook us up.
Sharing is free.
Posting
it in your story is free.
As I said, hook us up. Connect us with businesses that you know. Connect us with businesses that you know that will be interested in sponsorship. That could be catering, because we're going to have to feed our crew. That could be styling our host, which is Dion Lack.
Hey!
Who wants to style Dion?
Hey!
That could be any number of ways that you just want sponsorship. You want your product shown. Just connect us and we can handle that. And also, y'all, I'm looking for a few rising music artists to, one, not to be on the show, but also to feature their music. I think it'd be pretty dope if we get some rappers, singers. We can feature their music in our transitions and stuff, so they could be on our show.
Yeah.
So that's the way. Tag them in our video.
Yeah, this is important. If you're an artist, we would love to use your music as part of the show. It will help out a lot.
Yeah, things like that would be great.
Yeah, share.
We all
free.
We all right. So thank y'all sure for all of your support. Apologies in advance, because I'm going to be posting, reposting. I'm gonna start tagging some of y'all too. I'm gonna tag people up in this because we want to get the word out. We want it to be big. Again, we did have somebody contribute at the EP level, so thank you. They did that directly to our Lacktoast account. And if you're interested in doing that, you can do that as well.
Look at my feet.
I can't take this man nowhere.
That's my feet.
Oh, y'all get on. He gets on my nerves.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing out. If you are watching this thing on YouTube, thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and comment below, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you know when we go live, when we have new videos out. Or you might be listening to this on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, all the many different ways that you can listen. This is live everywhere you can listen to podcasts. So thank you for your support. Be sure to subscribe. Comment, let us know what you're interested, like what part got you interested, got you hot. What are your thoughts? Talk to us.
And as always, thank you guys so much. Toodaloo. You know what I thought about?
What did you think about?
I didn't press record.
I pressed record.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yep.
Hey, T Gibbs or Gibbs?
Gibbs for sure.
But so dope, y'all. You know what I think would be Dane Barrels.
What?
You're clowning me for saying Burrows.
Burrows.
Shut up, dude. Dane Barrels instead of Burrows got me hot.
Oh my god!
I never
what
knew
did
how
I
to
get
say
you on the other day? So you know how you hate how I say auntie, and I was like, "This is what gets Dion hot on pronunciation, auntie."
Auntie doesn't exist. I don't know why black people use the auntie.
Dion can't stand.
I hate auntie.
I was like, any other word you ain't got no issue with.
I hate auntie.
Auntie is what you're gonna.
Is it auntie or auntie?
I say auntie.
They both don't make sense. Cause are you pitting with the IE on the end? It's aunt.
Auntie.
It's aunt.
Auntie is a auntie.
It's
a thing.
Aunt or aunt.
It's never aunt. Aunt is A-N-T.
No, but people say my aunt.
Right, but you don't say anything about the pronunciation because it's
aunt or aunt.
Aunt is A-N-T.
But we know.
So auntie is wrong too.
Auntie is A-N-T-I.
But they say my aunt that is A-N-T.
My aunt. Aunt Jemima. How you say that? Exactly.
Aunt Jemima.
No, you do not.
Aunt Jemima.
It's Aunt Jemima.
It's Aunt Jemima.
It's Aunt Jemima. Stop it. You say Aunt
Jemima or Jemima? Who you talking about?
What is it? I don't know.
Jemima.
Aunt Jemima. What is it? I never said it right. I can't even say it now. I thought it was Aunt Jemima. Because I thought it was like Aunt Jemima.
Jemima is
Aunt
her
Jemima?
name. Jemima is her name.
I can't say it.
Jemima?
Jemima? Help me. I can't even say it. I've been saying this name wrong.
It's so hot.
Hold on. Is it? How you say it?
I think it's Aunt. People say Aunt. Jemima.
Jemima. Jemima? Hold on. Say it. Hold on. Slow. I'm serious. I'm trying my best to say Jemima? I really cannot say this.
Hold on, we go.
Jemima? Hello. What? Say it slowly. Jemima. I thought it was Aunt Jemima the whole time.
Help.
Jemima. Somebody, can y'all put it phonetically?
I'm looking it up for you right
Jemima.
here.
Jemima.
Look, okay.
Jemima. Jemimi. Jemima. Jemima. Aunt Jemima. See? Aunt Jemima.
It took so long for you to get
Aunt Jemima. That has never left my mouth. Aunt Jemima. I've always said Aunt Jemima.
right.
I've always said Aunt Jemima.
Reason you can't talk about how anybody says auntie.
I couldn't even flip it. I couldn't, because those names come together, and I was like, oh, I gotta say it differently. I gotta say the second part differently now. So anytime I say aunt, I was like, I gotta say Jemima. Because I always
Jemima.
What I'm saying is like it was always like ain't your mama. It was always like a pun too. It was like a nursery rhyme. Like ain't your mama pretty? Remember that song?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't your mama pretty? She got meatballs in your titties.
But they're actually talking about ain't your mama.
Right. That's why I always said it like that.
Ain't
I always
your
thought
mama.
it was a pun off of her name. Ain't your mama pretty? She got meatballs for her titties. Scrambled eggs between her legs. Ain't your mama pretty? I took her to a party. She turned around and partied. I asked her why she did it. She turned around. You heard it before?
Yeah, I just never knew the whole thing.
Hey, see? That's why Aunt Jemima was always stuck.
Help me. No, Dion, you can't say nothing about it, the pronunciation. See, that's why they just changed the whole name on the fat pancake mix.
Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima. Jemima. No, man, I don't think I've ever heard the name before. Jemima.
I know Jemima.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
First name?
Yeah.
Jemima.
Apparently, there's a lot of people named Jemima.
Jemima. I'm sorry, y'all. Jemima. I got to keep saying that. Well, it's gone now. You can't even say her name anymore.
I mean, literally, we're saying it now.
I mean, as in, like, when I was go to the store and give me some Aunt Jemima. They say Pearl House, right?
Pearl Mills, Pearl Milling, or something like that. Oh, yeah, that was good to me.
Aunt Jemima.
What is it? How do you know the whole song?
Because it was a nursery rhyme. It was kind of like
Miss Mary Matt for you. It wasn't a nursery rhyme.
It was like down by the bank with the hanky pank for the bullfrog drug from bank to bank.
Let's go.
That? What?
Let's go.
I didn't know it was a thing.
That was how you did the down by the.
Sure.
You never
down
did
by the bank with a hanky pank for the bullfrog drunk from. How do you say it?
I don't remember. Go ahead.
This is how we said it.
Okay.
Down by the bank with a hanky pank with a bullfrog drunk from bank to bank and to the east. Oos. Listen to the ding dong. Your mama smell like King Kong. Let's play a game of ping pong. Oos.
I went. We didn't do the I know that much.
Okay.
That didn't exist. That's funny.
How you say you don't have one?
Huh?
You didn't you didn't have the little thing or engine number 9 going down Chicago line. If the train cut off the track.
I just know it from the song.
It's like an engine number 9. Hold on, put your dukes in. Engine number 9 going down Chicago line. If the train goes off the track, do you want your money back? They're like, yes. YES spells yes, and you are not it, you dirty dish rag, you Yahoo.
What was the one Nelly's first song? What's the
down we going down, baby. Yo, speed on the rain river, baby.
Jimmy Cocoa Pop. That one. I remember.
Jimmy Cocoa Pop, Jimmy right. Hold on.
Jimmy Cocoa Pop, Jimmy Pop.
Wow, Jimmy Cocoa Pop, Jimmy now. I'm going to hiss it. She crowded, hiss it. Ice cream Cocoa Pop, sing on the top.
Yeah, all of ours sound different.
Yeah.
Not nursery rhymes though. Didn't know boys played that. Just stinking boys messing up our playing, right? You be all and then here comes some dude just running through your like
yeah.
You know what I saw the other day, and I wish I continued that I actually learned this. Was like people just double dutching, like grown people double dutching, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm watching this salty because I missed.
You didn't do it.
I didn't learn how to do this as a kid. Like it was really
your coordination is trash.
Exactly, but so this is my theory. If I was exposed to rhythms and stuff early, then I would be fine now. Like coordination would be better. But it's a twofold thing. When I remember them trying to teach us the double dutch when I was like in first grade. just one time, like one class. I was always very slow. I always needed help to get to a certain level. But also, like, I also vividly recall, like, when we lived in a certain place, I don't think it was the safest in the neighborhood. So my parents didn't let me go out and just play with the other kids. Like, I couldn't leave the apartment to go. So that was like a very formative part of my history. So I feel like had they let me go on and got lost a little bit in the neighborhood, I would have had a little bit of rhythm. And so I'm blaming mom and dad.
Got you.
For
The rhythm, the bass.
Yeah, for my lack of rhythm and coordination.
Okay.
But
what is those called? That's not nursery rhymes, are they?
Not necessarily. They're not nursery rhymes because I think nursery rhymes are more like the Jack and Jill went up the hill, but they are like, I don't know what those are called, hand games and stuff.
Put your dukes in. Where do you see your feet and your hands? Are we playing dukes? Or we playing feet?
Hand bone, where you been?
I remember, man. I was a short, fat kid. We played like tag or freeze tag. They would attack me first.
Dang. Because you were slow?
Yeah. They was like, Dion, you better hide and you better not be found. So if I just had to be like exposed out in the street, like, there he is. There he is. Oh, you trying to dodge me? You trying to dodge me? I'm like, no. I had to hide up on a Buick.
I was queen of hiding. Like, and my thing was like, I'm never gonna be far from home, like from home base, wherever. I'm gonna find a perfect hiding spot. So the minute they go take off looking for somebody, I'm home chilling.
Yeah. Oh, you go home?
No, at the home base.
Okay, got you. I forgot about home base. Freeze tag was fun because you could unfreeze somebody.
Yeah, that was fun. But we would never unfreeze the person we didn't like.
Let him freeze. He moving. Hey, you frozen.
Kids are so petty in their own way.
Poor Juicy Lack is crazy. Moyo was a problem, man.
Juicy Lack. Oh.
Damn, you unlocked a childhood memory. I remember playing hide and seek and tag as a kid. Yeah, buddy, man.
These kids will never know.
Never know. They don't go outside, man.
Do your kids ever play this game? Like, did they play?
I don't know. I can't even think of a time. Maybe on their own, some sort of park or something.
Yeah.
But not with me. Would be a fun game. I wish I could know how to play. I wish I could do this. I wish I can do this. But you know how, watch this. The foundation is freeze tag.
Uh-huh.
And it'd be like a video game that is playing freeze tag. It'd be like a Royal Rumble of people. And the goal is to get all your people, get more. It's like a football, imagine like a football field, but in a neighborhood.
But a video game?
Yeah. So you're playing a video game.
Okay, got you.
You started in one end zone neighborhood.
Oh, that's fine.
And then you freeze somebody, but the goal is in 10 minutes, how many players can get to the end zone before the time runs out. And then you can freeze people so they can't move.
I just looked up.
Freeze tag video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that video game. The more I watch this duo, the more I realize who is the sexier one. Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh, do tell.
Teenagers love the freeze tag game.
Video game?
I'm trying. I can't find it.
Ain't no video game. So I'm saying,
that's a good
I need somebody in the what's that game? Grand Theft Auto or
I think any of the NBA, the NFL.
No, man, it would have to be that.
Any of those esports games could.
Yeah, well, you know, like what's the Warfare? The big one, Call of Duty. like that sort of energy. So it's a POV
That'd be
running
fun.
like this, and then I'm trying to figure out how you can make it into a weapon, as in like it'd be dope if you can actually shoot people
Right,
like
that's what
that.
you were saying. You have to do like that
Yeah, you can
action.
shoot people
Yeah.
to freeze them, and then yeah.
Could you? Ooh, could you? If you could do that to freeze people, could you also create like a slide? Like if somebody's trying to get you, you create an ice slide that you can slide across.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on. If you can throw the ice on the ground, make them slip.
That too.
That's another weapon.
Yep.
And then it would have to be like a maybe several shots of ice to actually be frozen, not just like a
right.
Like, cause think about it, feels like it had to be like, and it's like you see the arm frozen, they can.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But if you're both trying to freeze each other at the same time,
it would just break. Just breaking like
That's fun. That's a fun game. Let's do it.
How you gonna create it?
I know people.
You know people?
Yeah.
Freeze tag, yo. We gotta see what makes Call of Duty fun, and then use that element, and then put the game right on top of that, and just change it to like children.
Hey, y'all, we're copywriting this. Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Y'all figuring this out real time right now, how to make this fun. Because the objective of Call
Somebody's
of Duty,
like, I work with Nintendo. I already got
it. Hey, I just got the idea. Because we got to figure out what makes Call of Duty fun. And then imagine it being like a city. Like you got to know just like you can go through the houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go through houses and hide. Because of course, I think the objective is to get to the end zone of the other person's like home. All y'all. That's the objective, to get there. Everyone needs to be here. But at the same time, oh man, we all like here. Somebody's frozen. Let's go back and unfreeze them.
Oh, you gotta go back and unfreeze. Yeah. See, now I'm upset. Now I gotta go back and help somebody.
Right. The objective is to you guys gotta go by each other before the time runs out.
Got it.
You can get there, but it's like we all got here unscathed.
Could might be doing too much.
What
would like a freeze tag football game look like? That feel like a crazy combo. Like flag football, but instead of flag, you're freezing folks. That could be a level in your game right there.
Mm-hmm.
Only thought about that because that video of the little girl playing flag football.
Oh yeah, she's pretty dope. Yeah. My battery about to die. What does it say?
Your battery dead. Bye.
It's not my dead. The more I watch this, are you in LA? We used to have the week-long hide and seek championships.
That sounds fun.
Copyright it immediately. Moyo, we also have a rule in freeze tag where we had to go through their legs to unfreeze them. Bananas.
We had something like that too. We did.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's the down under version. You can say that, Mike. All right, my battery about to die, y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in, watching us live, getting that extra dose of us. And I'm the sexiest. Bye-bye.